and thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, likewise. Are you from London, where you're based?
Yeah, there's a small team of us based here in London, in Sloane Square. If you've ever been to London, it's a nice part of the world. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm from Tallinn, Estonia.
Wow.
Most of our team is here, but we have some colleagues in other countries as well.
There's amazing tech talent there, from what I hear.
Yeah, it's #1 country of unicorns. So like it's making like my exercise very challenging. No one believes that another unicorn can come here, But yeah, tech people are here very, very advanced, and entrepreneurship mindset is very strong in Estonia. So
great. Well, to kick things off, could you give me just like take me into the kind of aha moment, the kind of founding moment of the business?
Yeah, sure. I think why do you need to care about Esgrid and what we are building at all is like main reason is actually that supply chains are responsible for 80% of environmental and social impact globally. So it's huge, it requires a lot of work, but still most of businesses do not act anyhow on it. And the reason is very simple, the process is broken. So it's very, very manual. When we are talking to sustainability managers, we hear them telling that they spent months on collecting ESG data from their supply chain, analyzing it, creating some kind of improvement guidelines, etc. So it's huge cost for medium-sized enterprises. And of course, they're prefer to avoid instead of spending so much money on it. That's why we are basically building Esgrid, which is an AI-powered supply chain sustainability platform, which basically automates the entire process, reduces costs 10 times, and significantly improves results, outcomes out of this process. And yeah, we've been launching in December. So like since December, we have been growing really rapidly, 30% months over months. We have today already 14 paying customers. 3 of those are publicly listed companies. Of course, they're coming from Baltics because we started here in our home market, but we see that essentially the problem is universal. Around 200,000 mid-cap companies in the EU only will be demanded basically by law or their business partners to deal with supply chains. And today we see that 9 out of 10 mid-caps do nothing, or they're using Excel. So opportunity is huge. Of course, there are lots of startups who are entering supply chain sustainability field, and we are in very good position because we have product ready, we have already initial traction, we understand very well what are those pain points, and we have even kind of proved a very good go-to-market strategy. So basically how we are working, we are doing very efficient founder-led outbound, and we are converting already today 16% of suppliers who are coming to our platform into paying customers. So product-led growth is very well integrated already in our business model. Maybe why you do not need to, would not invest, I would tell maybe about those risks and how we are mitigating those as well. So I'm usually asked, can you become a global player? I don't know it, because to be honest, legislation of sustainability is very regional. So it's very advanced in the European Union. It's becoming more and more actual in other regions like Asia and America, US, but essentially, if you are thinking about supply chain sustainability, it's kind of a universal process. You still need to understand environmental and social aspects of your suppliers, and you need to address issues inside it, and maybe make some kind of risk assessment decisions. Are you going into a relationship with those suppliers or not? So I'm kind of positive if we will crack it in the European Union, which is a huge market by itself, then we basically can easily expand globally as well. This is one reason. And second, challenge what is sent already like in those conversations to me, like is it sustainability to stay like here? Maybe it's like, some temporary thing like GDPR or whatever. So like my understanding is if you're looking out of window, today is like October and it's still like very warm outside. So climate change and water scarcity and all those stuffs are like real. And I think that any reasonable person understands that we need to start working on sustainability of our planet, if not for us, then for our children. And it should become like a essential part of any business. And the question is how efficient process can be so that any business of any size can actually do it.
Agreed. Well, thank you. I feel like I don't need to ask any more questions. You kind of nailed it all at once. What was the motivation to start the business? Were you involved in the industry before, or did you see it from afar, or is it a personal motivation?
Yeah, my background is banking and fintech. So I've been most of my career dedicating to digitizing banking and financial processes. So when I started my career in early 2000 in the leading Baltic bank, basically 98% of transactions were manual. People were going to the branches, paying their bills there, like checking their account balance. And my work was always like how to make those processes automated, bring more customers into digital channels, etc. And when I left 10 years ago for fintech, basically situation in banking was perfect. It was like already 98% of transactions were digital. So basically, like my journey in fintech and banking, like encourages me today to do the same transformation in sustainability field, because I believe that it's crucial. It has very, very important impact, and at the same time, situation and sustainability is the same what was like 20 years ago in banking, where like processes are totally broken. So I believe I can replicate my expertise and experience, like gained from the financial sector in this new area. And I have 3 co-founders in my team, and those guys are coming as well from like noble startups and large enterprises. So basically we have 2 unfair advantages. First, we know sustainability managers Spain firsthand, because one of my co-founders has been sustainability head. And second, we have built, scaled and sold tech startups as well. So hopefully we will do like less mistakes in comparison to other startups.
Very nice. It's impressive to have a co-founding team of 4. How did you all meet? How did you get to know each other?
Yeah, with one co-founder, we actually worked for one startup in fintech, helped them to grow. So from there, we basically started thinking like, what could be this like our own thing? And then we started interviewing enterprises. So like what is maybe like wise in our journey that we have not started building product before we have found our first customer. So like, and when we found this customer, then we decided, okay, let's go. And while those interviews, we found our third co-founder, Katrin, who was head of sustainability in the largest telco. So she saw like idea and said, hell, I would like to jump in because it sounds like really interesting. And the 4th technical co-founder, we basically were like recruiting, like talking to different guys from startups, and then found Evgeny to join us.
Okay, very good. And you touched on your unfair advantage. I guess from a product perspective, what's Esgrid doing that your competitors aren't, or maybe can't in the long run?
Yeah, as market is very, very early, it's very important to understand that we are operating in niche. So sustainability is very wide field. It covers reporting automation, carbon accounting, and we are operating in the niche of supply chain sustainability. Basically, first regulative backwind was created last year only, like with the corporate sustainability reporting directive going into force. And that's why like many startups are basically in the same position. We, of course, competing with a couple of old companies like EcoVadis, for example, who has been here on the market already for a while. But I believe that where we are different, we are not building product towards ESG data collection and analysis only. This is like what most of companies are doing. Let's collect data and let's provide report. What we are working hard on, we want to go beyond data collection. We really want to create a platform that helps medium-sized enterprises very efficiently address issues in the supply chain and really resolve those. So we're like building basically like a very strong supplier engagement functionality and the supplier progress monitoring functionality. So we because we believe that in the nearest future, as in banking, payments became commodity, ESG data will become commodity as well very soon. You know, it will be available. Everyone can like scrap it from different sustainability reports. What will be unique? How good process you are providing to your customers to act on this data. And this is what we are basically like building up right now.
Yeah, okay, that's clear. And so I imagine in the world, if you're dealing with small is maybe not the right word, medium-sized companies, their supply chain is probably made up of lots of small companies. Mm-hmm. Lots of our when we're making a new investment, we do ESG and there are some frameworks and some questionnaires that we give to our companies and try and get a handle on the broad, as you say, the broad world of ESG. Often they are the early stage companies don't have the in-house capability or the budget, frankly, to be on top of it. How does Esgrid help the medium-sized companies, which I assume you're selling to, I guess, elevate their supply chain to be able to provide them with the data and make the platform more useful?
Yeah, this is very, very good question. And actually, like first challenge, what we believe we have solved very well already, because our supplier ESG assessment success rate is around 84% right now. Comparing to Excel-based solutions, which are delivering like around 30 or something. How we are doing it? We have done three important things. First, is all this ESG field is very, very legal. So we have actually put a lot of efforts in making all those questionnaires really human language, like that any company who does not have any competence in-house understands it. Second, we have integrated AI-powered support. So in each step of the assessment, our users or suppliers are supported with explanatory notes and capability to ask questions. So basically what they're asking from us, where can I find this data? How I will calculate this? What this term specifically means, etc. So what our like co-pilot is doing, basically assisting them in each question, and this is perfect use case for AI in sustainability field as we see today. And third, what was like very positive surprise for suppliers, after they have completed their assessment, we are returning summary of results to them right away. And, you know, those guys are getting benefit out of this assessment. It's not just sending data to the black hole, but it's getting really like actionable view, what I'm missing, what I'm not doing so well yet. And this is like first step for them to improve, because those guys understand very well. If my buyer is asking such type of assessment from me, and I will be saying them, no, I don't have that, I will not be in competition anymore. So we basically already today supporting them to improve their competitive advantage through closing gaps in those like ESG fields.
Wow, and I assume over time, with more and more data, you can begin to benchmark them and say, look, you're 50 on this score, and your competitors are more like 80. That's really helpful. And is I don't know if this is the platform functionality, but do they create almost like a passport, an ESG passport as a supplier that then, so if, I don't know, I'm Fred Limited and I make sweatshirts, and one of my, someone in my supply chain asks me for all this data, is it then replicable? So I don't need to produce the same data, or currently do they have to do it twice?
Yeah, the data is shareable already today. So basically, we see already around 10% of suppliers. We have in total already around 300 suppliers who came to our platform through those like first customers. This network effect is very, very essential for us because like we're getting, totally with zero acquisition cost many companies on our platform. And around 10% of those suppliers do not need to provide data anymore because they have it already stored on our platform. They just, like resharing it with other partners with one click. And this is how we are envisioning, we are contributing to the general efficiency of the market. Let's stop like making life of those like SMEs very hard. Let's do like one hub of data and then just like operate based on this data. And we already see some very first interesting cooperation possibilities with other data registries. For example, we are entering very soon into cooperation with one of those where we will be helping create like full profile of company, including ESG data. And this is where we are jumping into already existing infrastructure. And for us, it's very important, like, growth strategy as well, how to go like to next markets, additionally to the network effect what we have.
Agreed. Well, I'm glad you're a student of network effects too, and lots of the people listening to this will know the term. I think we're out of time, but we should have one last question on the. Clearly, we're here to talk about fundraising on the fundraise. So, perhaps if you wouldn't mind just giving an overview of the raise, what it will be used for, and I guess probably you're the ideal partner from a funding perspective for the business.
Yeah, first of all, we have raised already pre-seed round this April. It was, I know many founders say it's tough times, but fortunately for me, it was very efficient. Each fifth investor to whom I was talking actually gave us money. So I'm very, very proud of this first process. But we like thinking that pre-seed helped us, to work out the initial product and find like first traction, etc. And now looking at the market, we believe that next 2 years will be like really decision-making time for 200,000 mid-cap enterprises in the European Union. And we do not want to miss this momentum. That's why like to expand really fast to Central Eastern Europe, which is our focus. From Baltics, it's very logical to go to Central Eastern Europe. And we need just more funding. And we are looking for a seed round. We are opening discussions now, basically. And funds will be used. Today, we have a very small team. We have 6.5 people working on it. I believe we are like working already on maximum efficiency. So we basically need to increase our product development power, sales power, and a bit like boost marketing, because so far we have been focusing more on founder-led growth and product-led growth, but now we need really like to build up like inbound engine and expand essentially like our sales pipeline.
Very good. And are there any key hires within that you're thinking about?
Yes, basically we need to at least to double engineering team. Today we have like 2 engineers. We need to recruit salespeople in those Central Eastern Europe markets where we will be going, because essentially it requires local touch. First of all, you need to talk local language, and second, you need to provide like some customer success support as well. So those will be like main recruitments.
Very clear.
And yeah, what you ask, like whom we are looking for, we are very picky in regards of like investors, in this sense that money probably is easy to find if you are reasonable one, but we are looking like more for really like someone who would be helping us to expand across Central Eastern Europe and prepare for a round in 2 years.
Brilliant. Well, that's clear.